everybody, Mr. The Fanboy here. Haven't done a MMA video in a long time. Haven't done one since early last year. Well, I've been trying to do it. I've been trying to do MMA videos here and there, but several problems prevented me from doing so. I couldn't review the first three Bellator shows because my cable was out. I finally got it fixed on Super Bowl on weekend to watch the Super Bowl, which I'm also going to talk about later. Talk about again later. I already did a review of the Super Bowl 52. Super Bowl 52. But this right here is my review of Bellator 194, which just went off several minutes ago, almost an hour, almost an hour since it went off. But yeah, it's been like 40 minutes since it went off. But this is my review of Bellator 194, which of course is also a part of the huge Bellator Grand Prix that was actually announced last year. Chael Sonnen, Chael Sonnen on the first show, Bellator 192. That was the first event of this year. He beat Rampage to advance to the semifinals. He will face, I think, the winner of Fedor Emelianenko. He will in the semifinals. He will face the winner of Fedor Emelianenko and Frank Mir and Matt Mitrione. Ryan Bader will face the winner. The winner of Ryan Bader and King Mo will face Matt Mitrione, who of course tonight defeated Roy Nelson to advance to the semifinals. And the winner of the semifinals will, of course, the last two fighters will fight for the recent heavyweight championship, which was vacated by Vitaly Menov. But this is about Bellator 194. As far as the I'm gonna talk about the card. I'm gonna give my thoughts on the Grand Prix results later. But right now, this is my review of the show, and tonight was a pretty good show. This is also a rant because I do got a small problem with the show, but that's at the very end. So this is my review / rant on Bellator 194, but it's going to be mostly review because I have mostly positive things to say about a show. And first off, like I said, awesome show. Thumbs up for Bellator for putting on an awesome show. I consider Bellator to be better than the UFC, especially in more recent times. The UFC, they got a couple of fighters I like, and I like this new Conor McGregor era, but I think the UFC is just a terrible, bland MMA product. No star power. The only thing I like better about UFC, better than Bellator, besides UFC being more popular, which I'm still waiting for Bellator to surpass them one day, hoping they surpass them one day, is that UFC has a better women's division. The women's fight tonight was the worst fight tonight. All the fights for the most part were good, but the women's fight was the worst fight. First off, starting to show off in the featherweight division, Taiwan Claxton defeated Jose Perez by TKO in a pretty good fight to start off the show. I don't know who either one of these fighters were, but the younger guys, believe it or not, the younger guys always, for the most part, put on decent fights. It's actually when you get to the legends where it becomes terrible. The younger guys and the rookies, these two must have debuted on a previous show that I didn't watch because I don't know who either one of them are, and I'm on Wikipedia right now, and neither one of their names are highlighted in blue where you can click on them. They're both black, so there's no articles on them. So yeah, Taiwan Claxton defeated Jose Perez by TKO elbows. I remember that part in round two at 3:39 of round two. Next match of the night, oh yes, one of the fights I tuned in to see. You had the new guy Vladimir Vinkum, who debuted back in August, who debuted back in August, he took on Liam McGeary. Liam McGeary, I like as a personality, but he's actually one of my least favorite fighters. I think he's a terrible fighter. He's just he has that triangle armbar submission type maneuver as his finisher, which he used to beat Tito Ortiz at that Shamrock Bellator fight from 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. Um, um, 2 to 3 years ago. But that's how good. But yeah, like I said, I don't think he's that good. And I think the Vladimir guy already from the outset, he started off with came out swinging with punches, and he defeated Liam McGeary in spectacular fashion with a leg kick in round three at in 4 minutes and 2 seconds of round three. Awesome fight. And I'm really interested in seeing more of this Vladimir Nikov guy. These Brazilians and Russians and Asians, in my opinion, be the best fighters in MMA, with the white guys and African Americans, or brown people as I like to call them, being second best. Next was the worst fight of the night. That was Heather Hardy versus Anna Julatin. And it wasn't bad, but it was mostly a hug fest wrestling grapple type match. Especially from in the John McCartney and Mike Goldberg, who Mike Goldberg is now in Bellator now in Bellator now, and John McCarthy is on commentary is now on commentary for some reason. I think the other guy, the Joe Rogan lookalike, is now ring announcer, and I don't know what happened to the other guy. I got to read up on that. But anyway, when they were hyping this fight, they mentioned that both of these women were looking to enter the world of boxing. So I was expecting a throwdown fight, and this wasn't like I said, it wasn't bad, but it was just mostly a grapple fest, and Heather Hardy defeated Anna Julatin by unanimous decision. The women would be my other least favorite thing about Bellator. They have awesome women, but no memorable fighters. Whereas UFC has Holly Holm, Misha Tate, and many more, and many more. Yeah, so that's the only thing UFC does better besides popularity. Popularity is their female fighters. Next fight of the night was my boy Patricky Fier defeating Derek Campos in round one in 2 minutes and 23 seconds of round one by TKO, by a combination of TKO punches. Man, this fight right here was over before it started. I turned away just for a minute though to check something on my computer, and it was already over. Had to see the replay of the awesome fury of punches. Derek Campos, he did a good job, but he couldn't stop Patricky Fier's Patricky, he's one of my all-time favorite fighters in Bellator, and he was one of the ones who I immediately took notice of. I tuned into one of the Bellator events to see Shamrock and not King Bo, Shamrock and the late Kimbo Slice. That fight was a disappointment. But the undercard, that's how. But the Patrici brothers and the undercard was awesome. And they've hooked me ever since. I usually tune into every fight to see these guys fight. And Patricky Fier dominated him, destroyed Derek Campos in 1 minute. He did a good job. He tried to regain his composure, but he couldn't stop Patricky's awesome fury, man. And Patricky with a combination just dropped him, and referee just had to stop it, man. But yeah, good squash match by Patricky Fier, man. Hope title belt is in his future. Next, the main event. Matt Mitrione defeated Roy Nelson by unanimous decision in round three. They stopped the clock at 10 seconds of round three when Roy Nelson appeared to have it won the fight. While I think Mitrione, I remember he won round 1 and 2 in the stand-up game. Matt Mitrione is the guy I wanted to win, but only reason I wanted, I'll get to this later. Matt Mitrione is the guy I wanted to win. Roy Nelson, he who performed well tonight. Roy Nelson. He, like I said, he's another awesome personality, but he has never been much of a fighter in my opinion. And it kind of showed tonight. He mostly wrestled Mitrione. But I was expecting a knockout from Mitrione, which I didn't get. That was the first disappointment. That was the first disappointment. The second disappointment was, of course, the other thing I hate about Bellator. This is combat sports in general. The judges, they are the biggest bad guys. They are the biggest heels in the sport. They cannot judge fights to save their lives, and they're always like they're always biased. They're always biased. In this case, well, Matt Mitrione is much more popular than Roy Nelson, so he won unanimous decision. Even though Nelson had him beat in the third round, he had him on the mat for a long time, but the referee just like refused to stop it. I was even yelling. I was even yelling for I was even yelling for Matt Mitrione. Come on, get up, man, get up, get up. Why did you let this guy take you down? Get up, man, get up, get up. But Roy Nelson, Roy Nelson, but Matt Mitrione, he won the round. I wanted Mitrione to win, but I want him to win by knockout early to avoid BS decisions like this. Didn't even want Roy Nelson to win. They don't even like Roy Nelson, but he got robbed here. He got robbed here. All over some biased officiating. Since Matt Mitrione is more popular, it would be more popular if he advanced in this heavyweight Grand Prix than Roy Nelson. And already I'm on Facebook. I was on Facebook just a couple of minutes, several minutes ago, and already the early results are in. The fanboys, they do not like this. They do not like this 1 bit. This doesn't ruin the show because I'm gonna get to why I wanted Matt Mitrione to win. It was Matt Mitrione who defeated my boy Phil Davis for the Bellator Heavyweight Championship. So I was hoping that Matt Mitrione. Well, Phil Davis is not in this tournament. It's not in this tournament. But I was hoping that Matt Mitrione would advance in this tournament, and if he happens to win it, I want either him, Mo, Emelianenko, or Sonnen to win to win the heavyweight championship, to win the Bellator heavyweight championship. But if Matt Mitrione somehow manages to advance and win this tournament, I want my boy Phil Davis to come, avenge his defeat, and beat the crap out of Matt Mitrione and get back his title, man. Phil Davis losing that didn't like turn me. That kind of just turned me off to Bellator's product. It didn't make me hate Bellator, but it just turned me off to MMA for a while. But it goes back to what I said. You can't win them all. All of my favorite football teams last year had won. Patriots won the Super Bowl. The Jacksonville Sharks, Arizona Rattlers, and the Philadelphia Soul for their respective arena football leagues won their championship. But my favorite fighters and my favorite hockey teams straight up lost their big championships. So you can't win them all, man. You can't win them all. But but that's why I want Matt Mitrione to win, but not like this, man. Not like this. And this is one of the things I do not like about Bellator and combat sports in general. The bias officiating, the bias scoring and officiating from judges. They can't score fights to save their lives. How hard it is to count how many punches somebody's landing. They somehow go by hype and popularity, as you saw right here. A similar thing happened with Shlemenko and Gerard Gosawi at the at the last Bellator show I reviewed sometime last year. Well, this right here has been my thoughts on Bellator 194. I did say I was going to talk about the Grand Prix. Yeah, the Grand Prix has been awesome so far. I saw highlights of the Chael Sonnen. I actually saw a full version of the Chael Sonnen and Lima fight, which that show was good. The Chael Sonnen and Rampage fight, the Doug Lima fight, those two fights were good, and and I didn't care about match quality. A lot of people say the Sonnen and Rampage thing was disappointing. Maybe, probably was. I enjoyed it, but I just wanted Chael Sonnen to beat the crap out of Rampage. What's that guy's name? Melvin Gullier, Masawi, Nelson, and McGeary are probably my least favorite fighters in are my least favorite fighters in Bellator. My least favorite fighters in Bellator. But like I said, it's always a disappointment when the legends get in the ring. Whenever it's the rookies and young guys, you're usually in for an awesome fight, man. Usually in for an awesome fight. But yeah, like I said, so yeah, I was happy Sonny won because he eliminated Rampage from this tournament. I'm hoping Fedor Emelianenko eliminates Frank Mir, who is boring from this tournament. And I wouldn't mind Ryan Bader. I wouldn't mind Ryan Bader advancing, but I want King Mo to beat him. I want King Mo to beat him. And I want him to win the championship. And that way we can have my two favorites, King Mo and Phil Davis, or Fedor Emelianenko and Phil Davis, or Chael Sonnen and Phil Davis. Phil Davis, if Matt Mitrione loses in this tournament, but at least all the guys so far that I want to advance have advanced in this tournament. And like I said, the winner, Chael Sonnen, he already beat Rampage to advance to the semifinals. Chael Sonnen will face either Emelianenko or Frank Mir. Hope it's Emelianenko. I want Emelianenko to win to meet Sonnen in the semifinals, and I want King Mo to beat Bader to meet Matt Mitrione in the semifinals. Well, like I said, this has been my review of Bellator 194. Lots of awesome fights coming up, but I'll talk more about that in another video. All right, I'm done.